Welcome back to my channel, you guys. Welcome back for the good 2026. Today we are going to be doing another PolyGel toes video. And yes, as you can see, my toes are beat the F up, okay? But as you can see, we are going to be getting them back together, okay? So let's just follow along for the process. Now, as you can see, I did push my cuticle back and I did go in and prep the toenails with a cuticle bit. The bit that you see me using right here is a flame bit, if I'm not mistaken. All I know is it gets down in those crevices perfectly, okay? Gets all the dead skin out of the hard to reach places off the nail plate. So please be sure to do that if you can when you are prepping your toes. Now, what you see me doing now is I use my mandrel bit with a sanding band, okay, with medium to fine grit. Remember to do that. Otherwise, you don't want to tear your toes up with a rough grit sanding band. Now, I did have product left over from like a long time ago, y'all. I was supposed to upload a video a long time ago, and that was the evidence of it. But yeah, we're going to be using that sanding band to go ahead and prep the rest of our toes. And for the sake of time, I only showed one foot, okay? And of course, I'm going to show y'all how to catfish again with our pinky toenails. I feel like us people without the pinky toenails, folks be hating on us, okay? Folks always talking about us, but we're going to go ahead and shut that up, all right? Now, as you can see with this sanding band, I'm just going around my toenails, giving them a shape, somewhat of a shape, and making sure I'm getting in there as close as possible to file the nails and get them good and prepped and ready. Now, I do have a little tiny pinky toenail, like I said before. And I'm going to show y'all how we can actually have us a grown woman toenail, because these are giving very much kid, okay? Now, speaking of kid toes, like, y'all, my feet are I feel like they're so tiny. And honestly, I think that's also why I enjoy doing these type of videos, to show just how great a transformation can be, okay? And not only that, you can get that at home without having to break the bank to get a desired look. Because I know in the year of 2026, we are seeing some odd stuff. We are seeing some odd times, y'all. Okay, so if you want to still be cute without having to use your bill money, okay, this is what you need to do. And I'm gonna have all the products linked down below in my storefront, okay? And speaking again on products, I am going to be talking about also that hand drill that y'all saw. It is a cordless hand drill, okay? And when I say it is so reliable, I feel like it does really well for people who are DIYers at home. So I'll link that specifically. I make sure I link that for real, so y'all can have that. But as far as prepping goes, as you can see, I did use the Mia Secret dehydrator, and I did use some no lift primer, because I've learned that combo with the Valentino Super Bond, like I'm using right here, oh my god, chef's kiss, okay? Chef's kiss if you want long lasting results. Because when I say none of my toenails were lifting, none of them were lifting, okay? One thing I will say though, with that no lift acid primer, babe, it is a acid primer. It will burn you. You need to be careful, very careful. So be mindful of that. Now, I know y'all like, why you using alcohol? Babe, I use that for my slip solution when you're using your PolyGel. And today I'm using the Makartt nail extensive gel, which is a PolyGel. So yeah, it's in the color light pink. And in order for me personally, I like to use a base coat to give more of a stick. So the base coat act as a adhesive for your PolyGel, which also adds to longer lasting, non-lifting nails. Now, if you're a person who likes to soak your toes, again, please listen. Do not soak your toes and your feet before doing your enhancement. Do not do that because your toenails soak up water. What that water is going to do under that enhancement, it's going to possibly have a greenie because guess what? Bacteria likes warm, wet places, and you don't want to lock in that moisture from your natural nails behind your enhancement, which is the polygel. You will more than likely get a greenie. I'm not saying that, well, at least that's just how I do it for safety. Because ain't nobody trying to rock around with no green and no black and no brown toenail if we don't have to, okay? So we also got to be smart about this when we doing this, okay? It's one thing about being cute, but it's another thing about being safe and not looking like no fool with our pants on the ground, okay? As you seen earlier with me spraying the alcohol on my toes, that is why we want to prep the feet, make sure they are clean before we get to putting enhancements on our toes. Now, clean, okay, doesn't mean you need to be soaking them, all right? 70 to 90% alcohol will do the trick for you to be able to do your nails. Now, if you want to soak your nails, your feet, and do the whole process after you finish your enhancement, that's completely different. That's fine. But don't do that before you do your enhancement, all right? Now that I got that out the way, y'all see how I did use a little bit of product. A little bit of product goes a long way. You do not need to have a whole glob of product because of the fact that it is not acrylic. It's not acrylic powder. It's coming out of a tube. So once you pull that product out of that tube, I hope you're ready to use it, okay? Use a little bit at a time, all right? I did get my tool from my Model Ones kit, but you can also get a polygel type of brush and scoop like spatula combo online. I will actually link one for you guys, so it'll be a one-stop shop so you can have everything you need. And not only that, I like to work in layers. I'm sure y'all just saw me put down one layer of product, cure it with that curing pen, and then I also added another layer of product. Now, that curing pen is not a super strong pen. It is strong enough, but I do like to actually cure it with a lamp, like an actual gel lamp, which I will also have linked in the storefront for you guys to have, okay? Be sure to secure your product. When I say secure it, make sure it's actually cured because you don't want to have contact dermatitis. I've seen some people get it and it's not fun. It affects your life tremendously after you do get contact dermatitis. Now, with me using the alcohol, I feel like the alcohol is just easier instead of the slip solution. That's just my opinion. You don't have to do that. They have slip solutions if you feel more comfortable using that. But as you see, there was quite a bit of product for that little bitty toenail, and you're gonna see how I work it, okay? Make it work. It doesn't, like, you don't have to waste the product. That's one thing I do love about polygel, because it's not something that dries up immediately like acrylic. But you can, like, if there's too much product, you can remove it and kind of put it on another nail, or you just discard it. It's really up to you. But as you can see, I'm trying to make it to where it is molded really well and it actually looks natural, because I kept running into the issue of, like, the top of my toenail would look how I would want it to, but around the cuticle it would look like it didn't have enough product. So what I was doing is kind of just moving it around to where it looked pretty natural, if that makes sense. Now, as you can see, I'm just going to keep messing with it. You can use that spatula if you're a person that's not really great at, shaping your nails. You can use the spatula to actually give that cut across the nail to make it look straight, if that makes sense. And you see, I'm using a very little product for the pinky toenail because of the fact that a little is going to go a long way. I needed to build that nail up, and you see just how small of an amount, like literally almost a dot, like a freaking dot, because that's what I got for a pinky toenail. Thanks a lot, Mom. When I say y'all, my feet look just like my mama feet. Anyway, comment down below if you have feet like your mom. And if you do she got cute feet? My mom got cute feet, but I think I got a mixture of my mama and my daddy. But anyway. All right, back to the catfish. Y'all see that? Girl, your girl had like that little hard, growing funny kind of nail. It was kind of hard. But now I filed it down a little bit. And then here we go. We had the process of being able to build a nail. So nobody can't tell you ain't got no pinky toenail no more, girl. Yes, you do. And nobody's supposed to be up on you that close anyway to see that you don't have one. The only person that's supposed to be up that close is whoever you choose. But everybody else don't need to be clocking that. But hopefully my technique will be unclockable for y'all. You know what I'm saying? But as you can see, I did over time. I just used my little curing lamp. Remember, after the little curing lamp, like the pen that you use, be sure to give it an actual full curing cycle with your main big lamp. Okay, now I did have a PolyGel kit situation in my previous videos. I will link that as well. That is the Model 1's PolyGel. But I will say, as far as the Makartt, I do like this one a little bit more because of the fact that it doesn't move around as much as the Model 1's. Not saying that the Model 1's is bad, but I do like the consistency of this product a little bit more. And not only that, they have a little bit more colors that I do like, as far as like the new colors, if that makes sense. Now, as you can see, I am just taking a very thin, kind of just a plain emery board. I don't know why, I just feel like I like the thinner hand files because of the fact that they can get in between like those lines, like the edges of my toes, really easy. Now I do use a thicker one, like the 100 to or 80 grit, those bigger files, hand files. But in this situation, because it is PolyGel, it is a softer gel. You don't need anything like super duper abrasive when it comes to a hand file. Now this bit, I love this bit down, y'all. This is a 5-in-1 bit that I did get from Amazon. It is from the brand Pana, and I love it. Okay, I've been using this thing. I have a lot of them actually for my clients and stuff, but this is the drill bit I swear by. Okay, I don't cut. I like to use stuff that I would use on myself, if that makes sense. And I am not using a super duper sharp bit that could possibly harm someone else or even myself. So when I say I stand by this bit, I mean that. All right. Now, y'all did see me switch up drills, like hand drills. I usually like to use this drill. I think it's just based off of like muscle memory. I don't know. But I will say, when doing like a pedicure, I do like the one without the cord. But this one it's muscle memory. And I'll link that one down below as well. This one is a Melody Susie rechargeable drill that I use like every day for my clients. And the cordless drill, I think it's called Causeless is the brand, I think. But I'll, like I said, link it so you guys can have a pick between the two. Now this corded one is a bit stronger than the cordless one, and again, it's not really a reason why I switched. I don't know, it was, like I said, just based off habit. I just reached for it. Both of them are really good. But yeah, as you can see, this is how your toes will look, girl. You see that? Make sure you file the nail really well. Make sure it's not super duper thick, because nobody likes thick polygel or thick acrylic on your toes, because that can be dangerous. All right, now for the design, how I got the gold effect is You need to put matte gel polish down after buffing and filing and all that, and make sure it's clean. Make sure you put down matte gel polish first. Make sure it's cured fully, and then you go in with black gel polish. Now, with your black gel polish, you do want to make sure it is completely cured, okay? Because I'm not sure if you guys know or not, but black gel polish is one of the hardest polishes to make sure it's cured fully because of how dark it is, the opacity of it. So the actual light needs to be strong enough to penetrate and fully cure that gel, if that makes sense. If not, it will bubble up and it will be ugly. And that is also kind of dangerous because, again, we don't want uncured gel on our bodies at all. Contact dermatitis is real. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I didn't know what I wanted to do. And the reason being is because of the fact that I was doing this set of toes. So I had to go out of town, y'all. I had to go visit some family. My mom's birthday. She had a whole birthday situation. And this is why I decided to go with gold, because her theme was black, green, and gold. I don't know why she chose that in the middle of May, but okay. All right. Now, of course, all of the brushes, I will leave the brush sets that I use and the brush that I use to clean up everything. I will have that also in my Amazon storefront for you guys to go pick up and shop. Also, just know that I do get a commission from you getting those products, because I want to be very, very transparent about that. Either way, they're there, whether you want to support your girl or if you don't. You don't have to, you can, and it's greatly appreciated if you do decide to purchase any of these products that I do have listed. Now, I love a good French. Me and French on toes go together real bad, okay? And reason being is because of the fact that I love the contrast that the French tip gives, if that makes sense. Like, it's something about seeing a full, like, painted toenails, like, it's just a toenail, you know? But something about a French that pops, like it pops, and I feel like it does that on everyone. It don't matter who I do the Frenchies on, don't matter what color. Having that nude base and then having whatever color you choose, oh my gosh, I just love a good French tip on toes. I'ma always be a French tip on toes girl. I be trying to do other stuff. I will do other stuff on other people, but for myself, I love a good French tip, okay? And make sure you cure that thing down. After making sure your black gel polish is cured all the way, make sure you get you some good gold or silver chrome or any other color chrome you want to choose, but I feel like the black makes the gold pop the most, in my opinion. And also with chrome powder, the more you rub it, it seems like it shines more, in my opinion. Now, make sure you dust off that extra gold powder, and the reason why I told you guys to use a matte gel polish as the base first is because of the fact that that gold chrome powder won't really stick to it. As you can see, you see the difference, how I'm able to isolate the chrome. That's how you do it. Now, before you cure this, well, there's no curing it yet, but before you put a top coat on, in order to make sure your chrome don't chip and come off your nails, put a base coat over it first. It's kind of like you're sandwiching it in, giving it an extra layer of protection. Now, if you're a person who gets their nails done pretty often and you've had chrome, I'm sure you probably have experienced your chrome powder coming off within a matter of a few days, if not the same day. That's why your nail tech or you're not using something to protect that chrome powder, okay? And you gotta do that for your design to last, okay? So after you put your base gel down to protect your chrome, that's when I went in with some gems with my Makartt gem glue that will be listed as well. and I just freestyled. I did like a little, like my little signature nail, you know, gem and pearl cluster for the win. I love that. I feel like it's a beautiful accent and it's not too much. If you're a person who doesn't know how to do nail art, that's why I chose to do that for this video. If you're a person who don't know how to draw flowers or whatever or anything like that. But also because of her theme of her party is like a gold, green, glamorous type of thing, I decided to do pearls, little gold, you know, iridescent things, and crystals. And that is the result.